The year is 2002. I had just started college. I took my newfound freedom and I decided to go, had a little bit more disposable income at the time, find something to do, go into my local GameStop and check out what they've got. Um, at that time, I'm browsing and they've got your usual games: PlayStation, Xbox, usual stuff. I go over, back then, they did sell PC games, and something catches my eye: Star Wars Galaxies. Nice little box. Take a look at the back, and it seems pretty interesting. I have no idea at the time what an MMO is: massive multi online role playing game, MMORPG. But hey, I'll give it a chance. I've got a good computer, I've got some time. I'll go ahead and check this all out, take it home, and I am mystified. I log into Tatooine, and immediately a Wookiee comes up to me. A Wookiee. And it's not an NPC, not a non playable character, it's another person. And this person goes ahead and tells me, hey, let me show you around. They go ahead and take me around. We're chatting in the chat box. No voice or anything like that at the time, but just chatting in the chat box. And he shows me how to go ahead and use the combats, how to talk to other players, how to trade, how to get the best weapons, how to get a speeder. And I am enthralled. This is amazing. I mean, I'm getting to play with other people. I am playing an IP that I absolutely love. I love Star Wars. And I am having the time of my life. All right, cool. I love this. Later on, I learned more about these MMOs. Apparently, it's a thing that has been around for quite a while. One of the earliest ones, not the earliest one, but one of the earliest ones that is the most well known is EverQuest. And I go ahead and look into EverQuest 2, which was coming out around that time. And I have a lot of fun with that too. You know what? Sony back then was, as the kids say, cooking. They were doing an amazing job. These games were awesome, a lot of fun, addictive, and you can meet a lot of people. You pay your $14.99 fee each and every month to be able to play with people. It's kind of a bargain. Sure, you had to pay the price to actually get the game, 30, 40, 50 bucks, whatever it was back then. But for 15 bucks, you get unlimited play and they're always adding new content. Awesome. All right. Now, another live service type of game, also with the Star Wars IP. 2020 comes around. Actually, 2018, I think it was. And they have Battlefront 2. I never played Battlefront 1. Again, you can kind of see a pattern with this. I'm always late to the game. But Battlefront 2 comes out. And the meat and bones of that one is to be able to play with your friends and do what's called player versus player. Cool. All right. And you get to play as some of your favorites. You can play as Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, all that stuff. But there's a catch. In order to play these, you have to sink in hundreds of hours into the game. Hundreds of hours into the game just to get Luke or Vader. Something along those lines. And, well, EA, they're like, you know what, you can do that, sure. Play the game as intended. You'll get it. It's completely free after you play the game, after you buy the game. Completely free to get Luke and Vader. Or, hey, pitch in a little bit of money here. We got these loot crates. Loot crates with randomized loot in it. And part of that randomized loot is the possibility to maybe get Vader, get Luke, get Chewie, get any one of your favorites. I mean, don't mind the fine print that it's like a 0.05 chance, or something along those lines. The odds are really, really low. But hey, keep buying loot boxes. You just might get them. So you end up paying, $4.99, $9.99 for a couple of loot boxes. Don't get them. Don't get Vader. Don't get Chewie. Don't get Luke. Whatever it is, you can get some points or maybe something towards it. You feel like you're making some kind of progress. Okay, so I am gonna buy some more. I am gonna buy some more loot crates. Keep on going. That way I can get the character that I want. Before you know it, on top of what you paid for the game, you've paid hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars, and yay, you finally get Vader. You finally get Luke. It feels like such an achievement, but is it really? I mean, you've pretty much paid to get them there. No sense of accomplishment because, again, you didn't sink in the hundreds and hundreds of hours, but that's kind of ridiculous to have to play so much for such a staple of a game. For such a staple as being able to play Vader or Luke or Chewie or any of those main characters. Now, Battlefront 2 was not an MMO, but it is part of what's a larger scale live service game. These games, MMOs would fall into that category as well, are just what they sound like. It's live service. They're constantly updating the games, constantly putting out new content. And a lot of this new content, hey, you can get it pretty quickly if you just pay some money. The year now, we're up to 2020. Genshin Impact comes out. This is the big key to the West because gacha games like Genshin Impact are common enough to the East. People pick them up, people play them. But over here, Genshin Impact comes out and it explodes. People are at home, they got nothing else to do. They go ahead and download these games, and similar to loot crates, these have what are called banners. Banners with wishes. Limited time characters, event wishes. These rotate every 18 days, every 20 days, every 3 weeks or so, they rotate. So these are limited. You only have a short amount of time to get these. Sure, they got the standard banner, and the standard banner in here have cool characters that you can always get, but they're not the coolest characters. Definitely, they're not the most powerful. And each and every update, each and every 3 or 4 weeks or whatever it is, once a month, once every other month, they come out with a brand new character that was not in the game before, with some cool new mechanics, fun new things. Oh, didn't mean to do that, but yeah, the wishing system. You go ahead and buy or accumulate what are called wishes, primogems. You use these primogems to buy wishes. And the odds of getting one of these characters, I believe it's like a 1 to 5% chance. Not exactly sure what the odds are, but they're tiny to get that main character. Now, not to discourage you, these companies know exactly what they're doing. Hey, you know what? It's not a complete gamble. Because if you do 90 wishes, you're guaranteed a 5-star character, which is a banner character. Now, the catch is the first 90 pulls that you go ahead and do, yes, you are guaranteed a 5-star character, but it may not be the banner character. There's a 50 50 chance that you'll get one of those standard characters I was talking about earlier. Nobody wants one of those. So you go ahead, you waste. Oh, and here's the catch. Okay, let's say that you buy the biggest packet they have for Primo Gems to convert these Primo Gems over to wishes. You need 160 Primo Gems to make one wish. You need 90 wishes. And you can do them in pools of 10. So the biggest packet they have here, the biggest packet would be 6,480 gems. Now, right now they're having a special because I haven't picked this up yet. But normally you don't get an additional 6,480 gems. They do give you a little bonus, but not double. All right, so those Genesis crystals, you convert 1 to 1 over for Primo Gems. And okay, so let's just go with the bare bottom there. All right, 6,480 gems, 6,480 Primo Gems. Divide that by 160. You get 40 wishes. You get 40 wishes, meaning you don't even get the 90. $100 and you don't even get the 90. 2 of those with the bonus would get you the 90. But again, the 50-50, let's say you lose that 50-50. Well, Hoyo versus, well, okay, that's okay. You lost the 50-50, so the next 5-star that you get is guaranteed to be the one on the banner. Guaranteed. Yay! All right, more Primo Gems. So you have to buy that packet 2 more times. This is if you have the worst luck, because of course this is gambling. You still have like a 1 or 5% chance of getting that character before you hit the 90 wishes. So hey, there's a possibility that you spend 99 cents or whatever and you get the character, or you get the Primo Gems in the game and use the meager ones that they give you in game, and you happen to get them on the first or second pool. Awesome. Odds are not in your favor for that. So we're looking at what, about $300 to $400 to guarantee to get 1 copy of that character. Oh, here is a whole nother mechanic of this. You not only get 1 copy of the character, but that character can be leveled up through something called constellations. Well, how do I get these constellations? With an additional copy of the same character. I mean, smart. They're like, okay, we can make some money off of the same character by having you want to get multiple copies of them. Because hey, once you get that 1 copy, why would you want to go and pull on the same banner again? And they only have like, 2 banners each update, not counting the standard. Okay, so to get them all the way up, most of the time you can get the best benefit from the character through a 2 constellation, C2. All right, $400 for another one. $400 for another one. There we go. So 4 times 3, you spent $1,200 on 1 character to get him C2. And they go all the way up to C6, so you see where I'm going with this. Yeah, this is ridiculous. And you're going to come at me with the numbers. Yeah, and I'm not doing the math on here. I can do the math for you guys in a short sometime, sure. But the point is, typically, a person will spend hundreds of dollars to get the characters that they really want. Hundreds of dollars. Now, if they really want to level up that character and play him as the main character and all that, you're going to end up spending thousands of dollars on a character. Now, how many characters are in this game? I believe they just hit 100 characters. As you can see, I have a lot of them unlocked. I would be spending about $200 every 3 weeks to unlock one copy of a character. And eventually, I realized, shoot, you know, I have spent what Little Samson or Crusaders of Sempti. Little Samson is what, $2,500, maybe $3,000 right now. I've spent more on this game than I would have if I had bought myself a complete in-box copy of Little Samson. Heck, I am wagering that I have spent more money on this game than if I had bought myself Outback Joey. There are people that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars that get every single character. Get every single character up to C6. Oh, and there is one more banner that works pretty much the same way for their weapon. Each character has their own specialized weapon. That one has constellations to refine them all the way to level 5. So yeah, you can easily spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a game like Genshin Impact. There are people that regularly spend hundreds of thousands, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. I'd wager more than that on this game. They have spent that much money on this game. And it's not done. This is a live service game, so they're still updating it. They're still putting out new characters every 2 to 3 weeks, every other month, maybe. Sometimes they'll be gracious and just repeat a character on the banners. But that's a chance for you to go and get a character that you didn't get before. Oh, and this is not Hoyoverse's only gacha game. Hoyoverse also, as I stated, after Genshin came out with Honkai Star Rail. They have the previous game, the third Honkai Third. And it's not the only type of gacha game out there. There are other companies that do these things as well. So, effectively, live service games, they've always been shady. And in the end of the day, you're going to do what you're going to do with your money. I've spent this money. Do I have regrets? Sure. But I'm an adult and I knew what I was doing. But there are people with the type of personalities that aren't able to stop, that would just keep going, that find themselves in debt because of these types of games, because of live service games. And it's not just gotchas. As I did state before, there are games like Call of Duty. There are games like Star Wars. Well, that one's gone. Star Wars Galaxies is gone. And let's talk about that type of thing as well. Star Wars Galaxies did not, it came before the whole microtransactions thing. Thankfully, that one was just a lot of fun. You paid your subscription fee, and sure, over the years, $15 a month, it adds up. It does. So you did spend a lot of money on that game. But, I mean, ultimately, you buy the game and you pay for their service. That's fine. The later MMOs, the later live service games with these microtransactions that do updates that you pay for to have fun, they might say, oh, you don't need to. But really, you have to be buying at least some of it to be able to get the best experience with these games. And ultimately, Star Wars Galaxies is gone. It was replaced by The Old Republic, another one I love to play. I'll pay the $15 a month, and they also have cosmetics. These cosmetics, unlike Star Wars Galaxies, you do have to pay for. $5 here, 99 cents here, they add up for what? A coat for your character, a hat for your character, whatever it is. Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, the newest ones. You can buy skins for your character. Change them up. Change up the look so you're unique. You're unique when you're playing with other people and they could take a look and wow, you know, you got yourself a new skin. Fallout 76, another one I love to play. Build up your camp, build up your little house. A lot of decorations. You end up having to buy those. So, when it comes to the types of games that you can spend the most amount of money, imagine a game that is unlimited when it comes to the pay services for it. Games like Genshin Impact, games like Fallout 76 and Fortnite and Marvel Rivals. These games will continue to make money even after they sell you the copy, or they can just give it to you for free. A lot of these give them to you for free, but they're still going to make money off of you. And as in the case with Genshin Impact, off of one person, one whale, they can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. These games make millions and millions of dollars per year from people playing these games. So ultimately, when you're picking up your Grail, your Nintendo Grail, your little Samson, when you're picking up, whatever it is that you want for your Super Nintendo, the um, Mother 3 or Earthbound, none of those games, even stadium events, something that is like what, $30,000, and it can go upwards of 100,000 more for a complete in box copy. None of those things can ever come to the amount of money that a person can spend on a live service game. But as I stated, we're adults, and I am not trashing these games. I don't like their shady practices. I do not like their odds of their characters. All of this, it's terrible. I do agree with that. But ultimately, I play these games and I have fun with them. And it is my money and I spend it how I see fit. But it is kind of predatory. Anyways, let me know what all of you think. I hope this makes you think a little bit about these types of games. Let me know which live service games you guys play. Do you guys put in money into these games? Let me know in the comments. How much have you spent on the game? Are you happy with it? Do you regret that? Ultimately, when it comes to something like Genshin Impact, I regret getting a copy of each and every character. There's plenty of characters I am never going to use. I don't use these characters, But then I could have used that money to maybe have upgraded the characters I do use, like Raiden. I could have gotten a C6. But that's just me, my opinion. And again, it gets you hooked. Star Wars Galaxies was my introduction to live service game. And there are plenty of them that had happened before. World of Warcraft was a huge thing back in the day. But even back in the day, all you can get was the $14.99 per month service. It is a relatively new thing with these microtransactions and taking every single penny you've got. So let me know what you all think, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you for tuning in and listening to me rant.